So I spent a lot of time watching the Travel Channel, and the shows seem to primarily consist of hosting in hotels that can only be afforded by the average Joe if they sell a kidney alone, and maybe some compromising pictures of Ashton Kutcher that they found. You have a guy who only gets to go everywhere because he has the same philosophy as a baby: eat everything you see. I'm not sure if Andrew Zimmern has eaten a hairball yet, so I guess that's the one thing that separates him from a baby. Then you have the lady who shows people how to spend less than $40 in a day, and any college kid can tell you how to do that. Fast food restaurants that may or may not serve meat, and if there is meat served at any particular fast food restaurant, it probably was taken from an area where there are some cats mysteriously missing. And then you have Anthony Bourdain, who should have a show on every channel. I'm surprised he's not anchoring SportsCenter by now. When I spent my semester in Italy, I thought back to these shows, and I was like, they don't have anything for the average poor person who's visiting Italy or any other area in Europe to take any tips from. So there should be a show for young/poor people who want to travel and just really want to know how to avoid bed bugs. Anyway, I went around Europe with my chic travel buddy, Happy Yellow Guy. We were two upstanding citizens who just wanted to see the world. Well, Happy maybe not so much, considering he was firing cannons and tried to kill my friend, but I basically sold my kidney to be able to afford to go. I took out a bunch of loans, I worked a lot, I got a lot of scholarships, and I was in. With a little extra money, basically enough to get bad tickets at a Rolling Stones concert. I still don't understand why people spend so much money going to see them, because they want to see a cardiac arrest on stage. They want to see Mick accidentally eat a mic with his huge mouth. They want to see how the pros handle throwing out a hip. It's cheaper to see Paul McCartney. I did, and he has more energy than most 6-year-olds, so I'd say that's probably a preferable concert. But anyway, Happy Yellow Guy and I traveled to nearby places. We took cheap trains that stopped at every mound of dirt to get there. So, waking up at 6, taking a 6-hour train to Pisa just to take pictures of people taking pictures of themselves pushing the tower, and then leave a few hours later. Yep, that's how we did it. I also utilized Ryanair, and it should be a little disconcerting when people clap just because the plane landed. It's like clapping for a bus driver because he didn't run over the old lady crossing the street. But I flew to London and Dublin that way. Stayed at hostels, one in Dublin with no functioning heat in the beginning of December in our room. It was a little bit cold. All the people in our room slept in our winter coats. So that's something that traveling students need to know, that sleeping in winter coats is a possibility if you're going to go in the middle of the winter. So, you got to make sure that your coats are snuggly. If you see someone wearing a leather coat in a hostel in the middle of winter, you know they're just an amateur. But I've decided I want a show, and here are my qualifications. First of all, I have a degree in mass communications. This mostly consisted of guessing on tests, answering every question I didn't know with something cool about Danny Tanner, taking video production classes where I made videos about how freakishly skinny Barry Bonds is, and a documentary on balls. But, whatever, I took the classes. I have a degree from the school whose abbreviation is BSU, but, still a piece of paper saying that I know stuff, so probably counts. Number 2, I worked in a crew at a TV station for the past 2 years. I do important things like giving the script to the anchors after they print it out, making Facebook fan pages for the old weather guy to annoy the new weather guy, operate an incredibly difficult audio board, which consists of mics and a video player. It's really hard to figure out. Make time to text and pretend to know what's going on. I heckled the old sports guy when I was operating the camera during the news. And I have conversations about Conan O'Brien with the anchors. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. But I have traveled as well. I probably have to ditch Happy Yellow Guy for the show, considering his criminal record, but I know cheap trains that take longer than a Lord of the Rings movie marathon to get where they need to go. Airlines where people apparently don't expect the pilot to land the plane properly. I know some hospitals that prepare people for a trip to the Arctic. And I know others that probably won't give you bed bugs, but if they do, pets are nice. And plus, bed bugs are so small, your landlord at home won't know you have them anyway. And I know free places to go, and I'm okay with not eating for a couple of days if needs be. I'm also poor. I graduated college in the past few years, and like pretty much everyone else who has, I don't really have a legitimate job. But I consider a spoonful of peanut butter to be a well-balanced meal. I've been paying off my student loans with 2 sub-$10 an hour jobs. My form of entertainment is making YouTube videos that 3 people will watch, and they probably all ended up watching it because they accidentally did, thinking that it was something else. Finally, I can recruit my own crew from a TV station. They'll work for spoonfuls of peanut butter because it's more than we get paid at the TV station anyway. So in summary, I'm a poor, educated, and experienced traveler with TV station experience. I should have a show because I'm prestigious enough to have a YouTube channel. Come on, Travel Channel. Give me a chance.